Hello everybody, Justin Finn here. It is video number 10 of 90 videos, 90 days, and it is Thursday, January 30th, 2020. I'm just gonna jump right in and talk about cult companies, cult brands, and stocks, and that following of the cult kind of culture that people love within a company that has a fabulous product or service. I'm going to mention a couple names here, couple company names and stocks. Again, I am not approving any of these companies or stocks that I'm about to name. All I'm trying to do is paint a picture of what to look for when you see a cult following within a company. Because sometimes they can be very beneficial to get in because you have something that's called fear of missing out. When you have fear of missing out, you really it can take a stock that's kind of trading along like this and really kind of send it to the moon. And as we all know, companies that have these rabid fan bases and cult-like followers, they will run through a brick wall for that brand. Let's think of Apple, right? Over time with the iPhone, when people would wait days and days and you would order the iPhone, pre-order it a month ahead of time because you had to be the first one with it. Well, why? I mean, one, obviously, you feel if you're going to do that it's a very good product, which the iPhone is a good product. But more importantly it's really more about a brand recognition, right? I have Apple, okay? Think of Nike. You want to wear that swoosh. There's always something about wearing the swoosh or putting on the Nike, putting on the Jordans, or putting on the Kobe's. Rest in peace to all involved. I got my purple on today. But you always felt, at least I did, when you'd put on a certain type of brand, that when I would put on my running shoes, my track shoes, I thought I was going to run like Steve Prefontaine. Okay, and Phil Knight created that culture within Nike that certainly still exists. Tesla, Elon Musk, right? So that he's created a tremendous cult following within that stock, and you've really seen Tesla take off, quite aggressively, to the upside in the past couple months. So that leads me to this company, Barstool Sports. And I think a lot of people for a long time have been wanting to try to figure out a way, can you invest in Barstool Sports? Because they have everything, probably the biggest cult following company brand maybe in the world right now is Barstool. And now there is an opportunity to get involved with Barstool because they sold a part of their business to a company called Penn National Gaming. Penn National Gaming is publicly traded, so you can invest in that company, invest in that stock, and you get a piece of Barstool Sports. So I think what you've seen, certainly, you've seen it, is the last 2 days, that chart has exploded to the upside. Again, fear of missing out, and what's driving people there, at least right now from the retail side, the retail investors is people that just want to be able to own something to say, I own a piece of Barstool Sports. And that is what basically a cult company stock looks like. So they're very, I think at times, really easy to recognize. When you think of the Apples and the Teslas and the Nikes, and now Barstool Sports, not specifically Barstool, but there's an avenue to do that. So here's the piece though. I don't approve of what I'm saying. So I do not want to hear you say, well, Justin said to buy this stock. Justin said to buy, Apple or Tesla or Nike or Penn National Gaming. No, Justin's not saying that. You like how I'm saying third person? That's not what I'm recommending. That's not what I'm saying. If you are going to do it, you got to do the homework, okay? So you got to go read the 10 Qs or the 10 Ks. And what those show is the financial health of a company. So when you're looking at it, you can say, okay, what do they have for cash in the bank? And what do they have just for cash sitting there? What do they have for debt? What are their revenue streams? What are their expenses? Okay, so you got to look at the total package of a company's financial health. That's where you find those on the 10K or the 10Q. And then the other piece that I highly suggest that you do if you're going to own stocks, any individual stocks, is you listen to the quarterly conference calls, because that's what the CEO and the CFO are kind of laying out the vision of what is going to happen in the future, what they're kind of expecting. And then is that good expectations? Is it bad expectations? And then you kind of formulate your opinion and say, okay, the current price to earnings ratio of the stock, Is it valued properly? And what are the risks? Should I get involved? Should I not get involved? So there is a lot behind, buying a stock as opposed to just hitting buy or just hitting sell. So again, not approving it. I'm just saying what to look for in cult following of a stock. I think the Barstool thing is very, very interesting because they have all the flavors of that. And, if there's any indication of what they've had going on, they'll probably continue going to the moon, which is, Portnoy's goal. And out of all the CEOs, really the culture that creates that cult following really starts with it, right? Phil Knight with Nike, Steve Jobs with Apple, now Tim Cook with Apple, Elon Musk, and Portnoy at Barstool. So anyway, hope you got something out of it. Have a good night.